Well, you spend a lot of time alone studying, and in a sense you're alone at the board too, aren't you? I mean, it's not exactly a social activity. So, and of course, there's pretty obviously a correlation with sort of mathematical ability and various analytical ability, probably music too, it seems like. So those things are pretty interior, right? Those appeal to people who really want to spend a lot of time with themselves, thinking about problems. So it makes sense that they'd be more introverted generally.
Looking back at who I was when I was younger, my penumbra emblazoned in panic by the numbers. Tiny glimpse of the 90s, cause lives are desecrated. Sick in my stomach and concurrently ameliorated. See, when I was 3 I used to like to fight a lot. The fuse that die inside had got the dudes to rise from hiding spots, igniting observations, driving them crazy till I unlocked. My grandmother would scold me, so eventually at 5 I stopped. Becoming more peaceful, astonishing my parents, examining more people, acknowledging my merits, ascending to the top of the surface from the gutter below, transforming my personality, discovering hope. But no, not everything was under control. This was the time the signs of shyness started to show. Introverted, quiet, a little neurotic, rarely the first one to talk to people, which is ironic, because I became friends with most of my best friends by talking to them first. It just doesn't make sense what forced my sixth sense to suddenly get worse. It's a paradox, drastically blown, out of proportion, rapidly grown. My conscience constantly contradicts common sense and acts on its own. I guess the reason is I was brought up by 2 women, so the fact that my dad wasn't in a house living with us was a huge venom. So who then should I look up to see how to be a man? My intuition along with my mother took the command. The softness and kindness made it a bit difficult to get lost in the violence, and as often as I was raging I couldn't stand to get off in a fight, which wasn't always the best decision, since a man with an immense ambition has to fight, be aggressive when the situation requests infliction of damage to the other person, deserving their soul dispersed in a turbulent flow, hurting his soul physically, mentally with a merciless blow. Conversely, I didn't want to participate in any fights anymore, which caused the backlash as I finally saw fighting galore, like in fright in its form coming out from wherever they were hiding before. To make matters worse, these rivulets of fear streamed down my spine whenever I saw those people appear. The emotion wasn't even the slightest bit justified. It was a reflex automatically getting stuck inside. I tried not to make it obvious, but I guess I failed, because they took advantage as I stood there stressed and pale. They weren't bullying me, but they were sneering at me, and whatever I did to deserve it, it made them really happy. I believe I tried responding back with something offensive, but it only backfired, rendering it ineffective. Not knowing what to say, I tried ignoring the insults, thinking they'd forget it, but got even more as a result. So it continued this way until one day I risked to say something they didn't want to hear to make it history. Unlike the other times, one dude took it to heart and challenged me to a fight, hoping to rip me apart. The fear in my eyes is spiked, and even though I tried to hide it, wetness in my pants neither quite dissolving a doubt, confirming that I was frightened. But I knew that if I wanted to put an end to his bullying, I had no option but to tussle with a buffle bludgeon in his skull till he's unconscious despite being bad at boxing. So I punched him in his face with all my might, before noticing his wrist run out ice. I quickly bit him in his head and bit his head and reflexively ran away from the fight. Let it gossip instantly infested, little genius heads, and this is what the textbook gibberish suggested. Dennis stiffened up, scuffed his mud, bit a buffalo up in the mud, so Dennis isn't to be messed with. With a load of crap to depict him committing a bolder act in a brave light. I froze so fast I couldn't piss my denims, and when I broke the trap I escaped like a Soviet rocket into space, after pretty much Louis Suarez in his face. As he made his move to Ramos me in place, my acceleration got me lost without a trace. Where's that guy now? Probably serving his prison time, or is dead like Kaya. Hopefully not, in a shifted over the fact that said not everyone has a identical gain like Kaya. Dennis was lucky to grow up in a love and a bold and develop his insight on how to keep his existence civilized with resentment inside. Welcome to my element of life.